con man and his lover are forced to work for the FBI.
It's gotta be the best we've ever done.
But they soon get caught up with politicians and the mob. When a Fed's wife steps in, the entire plan is jeopardized in American Hustle.
Hi, I'm Zorianna.
I'm Liz.
And I'm Leah, and we're all gathered here today to review the latest David O. Russell film, American Hustle. We've all just seen it. Liz, why don't you take it away?
I'm nervous.
Okay.
I'm a little nervous because there's a lot of hype for this film, and I feel like everyone loves it. I'm like the cranky one who has all these problems with it.
What are your problems with it?
First of all, the script. I mean, I think that the script had a lot of metaphors that felt very transparent from time to time. Like Jennifer Lawrence's character has some nail polish that smells like something rotten, and she always brings it up. She's like, there's sweet, but there's something rotten underneath. And I'm like, oh, that's your character.
The top coat, it's like perfumey, but there's also something rotten. And I know that sounds crazy, but I can't get enough of it. I smell it, it's true. Dolly, historically, the best perfumes in the world, they're all laced with something nasty and foul. It is true. It is true. Irving loves them.
Oh my God.
You can't get enough of that smell.
There's a lot of duality that's going on here in terms of identity. There's both the good and the bad. There's the sweet and the sour, right? So the filmmakers are very clear about everything is double-edged and there are doppelgangers happening all over the place. And it didn't work for you. It worked for me. I love that. I love the complexity of creating characters that are not what they appear to be.
I thought it mixed a lot of genres. It had like the best of caper movies, like Steven Soderbergh's Ocean's 11 remakes. It had a mix of screwball comedy, a little bit of mafia stuff thrown in, like Goodfellas, and then capped off with like this great stylistic 70s period, like Boogie Nights. To me, it was great.
There were lots of twists and turns. I feel like from the opening sequence, that opening line, some of these things actually happened, really kind of set the tone and established a kind of humor, which was very wry. I also think that it was kind of clever that there are no real heroes here and there are no real villains. And for me, the center of the story is that we're all kind of conning ourselves. We're all kind of hustling out here.
And that's the theme of identity that's in this movie. The characters here either want to be someone else, they're pretending to be someone else, they're conning each other by being somebody else. They are not happy with who they are and where they are at. In a way, it's a little bit heartbreaking that they're not happy where they are.
Well, and I personally felt like that was kind of the cold, brutal reality of this film, which is, wow, are we not where we want to be? Are we pretending until we actually get there? And for me, that's
fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. And it was that really resonated for me. Liz, not so much.
I think the issue is that there's a lot of hype leading up to this film, and so when you go to it, you're going to it with that context, and so you're holding it to that standard. And so for me, I was just pretty disappointed by it because I look at David O. Russell, I used to wrap him up in the same package as my lovely Alexander Payne, and I used to think of them as two like acerbic, cranky, dry filmmakers who have staunchly independent points of view. Whereas I think Alexander Payne stayed fairly rigid in terms of his point of view. I think David O. Russell gets more and more to the point where he feels like he's trying to please an audience. But when it comes down to it, it felt like too much of an amalgamation of Casino, Goodfellas, Boogie Nights, all these things that you guys liked about it.
Right.
But to me, that was reflective of it not having its own distinct point of view.
All right, this is gonna be fantastic. We're doing video surveillance. I'm doing this from the feet up.
You will never do it properly because you got too much government attitude to be small and sleek. I'm like the Viet Cong, man, all right? I'm in and I'm out. I was there the whole time. You don't know it, all right? That's an art of becoming somebody who people can pin their beliefs and their dreams on.
For me, I loved the actors in here. Most of them, with the exception of Jeremy Renner, have all worked with David O. Russell before. You have Jennifer Lawrence, Amy Adams, Christian Bale, Bradley Cooper. I mean, this is a powerhouse quartet. And when they're conning each other and changing their identities and going over one another, I mean, it's like this dance. It was just like this intricate dance that was so entertaining to watch. These guys were showstoppers.
There was a lot of subtlety going on here, and I think you liked Christian Bale's
I
performance?
think Christian Bale and Jennifer Lawrence were the exception to all my criticizing and cranky qualities of this review.
And see, and I'm not a big fan of Jennifer Lawrence, but she brought the neurosis
in everything.
here.
I love her. But that moment when she says, "I hate change," and she starts crying, I was like, I get you. I get your character. And when Christian Bale's stuck in the dry cleaning rack, I'm like, I understand that character. So there's these great moments there.
David O. Russell has always made great characters for females. Always. You look at The Fighter, right down to the sisters in that movie.
The sisters.
Yes. Every character who's a woman is a great role. And here, he created 2 lead women who are just so different, yet so fantastic. And when they meet, it's like explosive. American Hustle isn't as emotionally satisfying as Silver Linings Playbook or The Fighter, but it's nonetheless highly entertaining, sexy, and fun. See it.
I anticipate that this film will actually be beloved by audiences, but it missed the mark for me, so I'm going to say stream it.
As a solid piece of filmmaking, I have to say it's time to get your American Hustle on. See it.
Well, our votes add up to 2.5 tickets, which is a see it for American Hustle.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm gonna
Do the hustle?
do the hustle.
Leah, you can stop petting Zorianna now. Okay, so then...
My precious.